Today I'm going to share with you my daily routine and a little bit of insight of my life of living in Georgia. Now this is the same routine that I've been using to generate a six-figure income and live a semi-passive lifestyle of working and traveling around the world. Now this same routine has helped me manage multiple businesses from all around the world, and let's go ahead and get started with some of the first things I do when I wake up. So my overall methodology to having a routine is to keep it simple. I think these routines that are so complex or convoluted don't actually really save time for working. So for me, it's keep it simple. I try to focus on getting 2 or 3 big things done every day, and then I'm planning things around that to really make sure that I'm in the right mindset and prepared to get these things done later in the day. So I don't actually have a wake-up time. Unless there's a certain event that I need to get to, I try to have a sleep time. So I'm trying to go to sleep before midnight. So typically I don't have an alarm clock. I like to just wake up naturally and then get my day started. So it varies roughly, but normally around 9 or 9:30 a.m. So my normal routine is I'm waking up around 9 a.m., but I don't use an alarm clock. I'm usually just waking up naturally. The first thing I normally do is I make my bed, I brush my teeth, I head downstairs to get some of my cold brew coffee, and then I'll go ahead and start meditating or reading a book. After this, I'm usually journaling about the 2 to 3 things that I want to accomplish that day. After I finish journaling, I'm heading to the gym to get a nice workout and usually returning home to my chef finishing up my meals around 12:30 p.m. After this, I have a quick bite of lunch and then I get to work. So my normal working hours are between 1:30 to 6:30, and this is the time of the day where I usually get the most work done. I truly think you only have around 3 to 4 productive hours each day where you can get into this deep work mode. So around 1:30 to 4:30 is where I'm having a lot of deep work done. And this is going to allow me, since I have a very big structure, I've planned out every hour of these 4 hours. I know the 2 or 3 things that I'm looking to accomplish. This allows me to really have a big impact in a shorter period of time. There's 3 things that I think are game changers for productivity. Number 1 is doing a time audit. So every week, audit all the things you're doing throughout that week. How much time are you spending on that? And then putting a price to either outsource or automate, or even potentially stop doing this. I think a lot of people are doing recurring things that don't actually bring a lot of value into their business or their daily life. So that's number 1, doing a time audit, figuring out which tasks you're doing each week, which things you don't like, score these from 1 to 10, 10 being the things that you absolutely hate doing, and then you'll easily see these top 10 tasks that you're doing every week. You'll be able to tell, okay, this one's a 10 out of 10, I really don't like it. It's an easy thing to outsource. It would only cost $5 or $10 per hour to outsource this to somebody. Or maybe there's a really easy automation solution that would cost $5 to $10 per month. So then you can really audit what you're doing with your time, take a step back, and then you can go ahead and recalibrate and focus on the things that you actually really enjoy doing and are probably bringing more value to your life and to your business. The second thing is to really figure out which things you can either automate. A lot of times you can use software or you can do other things to automate the task or things you're doing. If you can't automate it well or for a cheap price, the second best thing is to outsource it. Outsource it to somebody else, hire a VA, an assistant, somebody else that can help you do this. Or lastly, to hire an in-house employee. So if it's something you don't think you can do on a contractor basis, then a lot of times it's best to hire that in-house. Like, for example, if you want to hire a salesperson, probably best to hire them in-house, have them do a 3-month trial, and then have them taking on all those hours of sales that you were doing yourself and pass it on to a salesperson. So number 3, I think a lot of people get messed up with productivity because they're just trying to do too much. Sticking to 2 to 3 things that you're looking to accomplish every day is going to be vital to your success in being productive. So what I do is I normally have a big yearly goal. I'm breaking those yearly goals down into quarterly goals down in monthly goals down into weekly goals, and then that's where those 2 to 3 things come into play. For example, if you want to publish 100 videos every month, you're going to really need to break that down into smaller chunks, because if you don't, it's going to be very overwhelming. And this is the main reason I see people not accomplish their goals, because they haven't really broken it down into smaller, manageable chunks. So this is a productivity hack that I use, and I also really love scheduling those 2 to 3 things in my calendar. So I'll go into my calendar, I'll block out 1 or 2 hours to specifically work on achieving a certain task, and this has really led to me being very productive, having an allotted time for this, and making sure these 2 to 3 things get done every day. Another thing that I love to do is I write out these 2 to 3 things and then schedule them in my calendar. I do think there's some really great visual cues. So if you're writing stuff out, you're putting it in a place and you're seeing that every day, wherever you're gonna wake up, here's the 3 things I need to see. You have that visual cue of looking at it, it's fresh in your brain, and then also you have a second thing of scheduling in your calendar. Everywhere you look, you're gonna be reminded of these 2 or 3 things you need to get done every day. I guarantee if you do this, you'll start getting all of these things accomplished every day.
Wow, we need a bigger table.
So one of the things I love about my lifestyle is there is really no typical day, but I do try to stick to this typical structure of waking up, doing some journaling, meditation, setting my mindset right, reading some books, going to the gym, having my lunch, and then starting my work day. That is like the typical structure of my day, but every day is gonna be a little bit unique, and I'm really excited today because I'm going to be starting a charity event that I'm running every month. We're gonna be going shopping, getting a bunch of food, toys, books, and everything to help 50 different children that are in vulnerable needs, and we're gonna be helping them out with a charity event. So this is something that I love about living in Georgia is I'm able to put together events, and they're not always charity related, but that's what the plan is, to have one entrepreneurial event every month, one charity event every month, and then start planning something that I'm doing new events almost every week of the month because it's something that I love. I love creating communities, I love giving back to the community, and I love just bringing people together for some sort of event. So one of the main reasons that I selected helping out families in need is because with a small amount of money, it can go a really long way here. Most of my friends and a lot of people that I know, they're earning international salaries, and we're wanting to give back and do something better for the community that we've been living in. Georgian people have been so grateful to me that I want to try to give back to people who really need this help. So that's kind of the main motivation, is having my home here is something that I really want to make sure that I'm a part of the community. I'm helping make Georgia a better place than when I got here. And that's kind of the main goal and mission. And I'm trying to help bring a lot of people together to help achieve this goal. So my initial plan was to just show up at an orphanage, bring them some gifts and food, but that became a little bit complex. So we got in touch with the Ministry of Health here, and they were actually so kind and really impressed by our initiative. So they've actually gotten the mayor of Tbilisi and his committee involved to organize 50 different children that we're going to be presenting them gifts. We're gonna get to meet the kids, give them their gifts, and just get to spend a little bit of time with them and their families, and really just kind of get to know a little bit more about the local community that we're actually raising money to give back to.
So I just want to say, first off, thank you so much, Didi Madlova, to all of you for coming here, taking your time out of the day. And also, I want to thank all of our people who are involved here. We've got Benjamin here, who just walked in. These people have given some of their hard-earned money and time to come and be here to give back to the community. So thank you to Yanar, Evan, Benjamin, Tom, Salome, and a long list of other people who couldn't be here today, but still want to share their support. People like Michael Holmes, people like Craig Smith, and other people who also helped out in making this event come together. So thank you to all of you guys, and thank you for coming here and spending your time. We're really excited to be here and to just give back to the community.
So one of the things I love about hosting events is it just brings people all around the world together, and I think that's one of those things as a solo entrepreneur who works online. You know, you're doing a lot of stuff by yourself, you're just working on your laptop. So I love bringing people together, putting smart minds and people that are going to actually take action in the same room.
And after I graduated, my first job was teaching financial economics at a university in Prague. And that was like the moment where I decided to keep building a career and still traveling.
And that's what my book is about, is how you can work and travel around the world and still keep advancing and continuing to grow.
I think this is the true way that you can have a huge impact on the place you're living or on your local community, is by bringing together some of the brightest and most smart people together to help out and give back to a place that's been so kind and generous to us.